it up. We pre-drank.
Yeah.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I'm just gonna prelude that I, Jessica, am recovering from a sinus infection cold thingy. 3 negative COVID tests, so I'm hoping that means it's not, considering I've been sick for like 5 days, 4 days. But I'm almost at the end. It's just my throat is now just fucked from coughing. So just warning. I'm gonna cough, blow my nose, and try to not do that in the mic.
You just try. And every time you do it, we're drinking. Like that's it.
You're gonna die.
I want to show everybody how big my drink is. I'm ready. Like, if you're watching this on Saturday, the jar is literally the size of my head. There we go.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I should ask what everyone's drinking. Jessica, what are you drinking?
I'm sick, so I'm drinking caffeine-free, sugar-free Diet Cola.
Sounds good. Now,
The brown
your big jug.
My big jug is coconut rum and mango juice.
Sounds good. And then I just got Summer Bees blackberry. That's it.
If you only have one can?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm drinking anyway.
you just finished drinking all week, right? You're like, I can't.
All week? Drink. You guys did not drink all week.
I did. Okay,
so
the last night I did.
Yeah, the last night you guys drank, which I appreciated. I drank all week.
Yeah. I was sick half the trip, so it's either that or like.
I tried so hard to drink, but like my insides, so I have old lady heartburn tummy. So like every time I tried to take a drink, I'm like, I need milk, and there's no fucking milk anywhere. Like,
yeah, nowhere in Vegas there's milk. Yeah,
like for coffees, they're just like cream or nothing.
They just give you this tiny little thing. I'm like, I need some milk. I need to take some medication.
I should have threw them off and asked for almond milk. Just see their heads explode.
I was just like, tried.
So I guess is that our topic? Is that our topic today? Just
heartburn?
Oh. No. What's our topic?
Vegas. Our Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas. Okay.
Yeah.
And our drink word is
Vegas.
Drink.
Drink some more, Jessica Coke.
I'm gonna be out of Diet Coke in 5 minutes. Like
you're gonna have to need more Coke.
She's gonna have to take a pee break.
It happens. We'll drink.
Yeah, we'll edit it out.
Drink.
Okay, so who wants to start about our vacation week in Vegas?
It was so fucking hot.
No, it wasn't.
It was not. I had to buy 2 sweaters and make a towel fort.
Yeah,
I was working hard to stay warm.
I
dressed for
hot.
heat. I dressed to be half naked the whole trip.
You did.
Yeah.
I was just like, so it was great because like the week before we went, it was like going to be 33 all week, which was like, I was like, okay, I can kind of do that. That's fine. But then we get there and it's only 22 all week. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so hot.
And me
in the mornings,
like
it was
bundled
like
up,
12.
like snow. Oh,
it was still hot. It was so nice though.
The air was dry. That was where I had a problem.
It's a dry air.
Oh my God. It was so bad. I couldn't breathe half the time. It was like not hot, but I still couldn't breathe. Like it was.
You need a little bit of moisture. Like our summers are super humidity. Like they're too hard, like too thick. But then you go there and there's not enough moisture.
Yeah. Well, Dawn also doesn't drink water.
Oh my God, the whole fucking week.
Like you have to force her. Like I'll be like 3 glasses of water in with dinner, and she's like halfway done her first.
Sipping.
And I'm like
the only water that day. Like you know, like, she's like, I'm fine. Like, do you not drink at home? Like
I do. But I'm also not in the desert heat. Like
you should drink more in the desert.
I have to pee, and I didn't want to pee the whole trip. Like
you did pee the whole trip anyway.
I know, it's like every 30 seconds, and she didn't drink anything. Like I don't understand.
Whatever.
She just has like gills. It just filters the air for her. Takes out the moisture. Like that's why like she was dehydrated but not drinking because like her gills weren't getting enough like atmosphere water.
She's SpongeBob from When He Meets Sandy the first time.
I can't deal with you bitches. Whatever.
Ugh.
This
Yeah,
is
that was it. I
fine.
solved it.
Yeah, she's a fucking sponge.
She's a land mermaid.
Yes, land mermaid.
Without the shell bra.
You just-
I had towel
I
blankets
haven't
instead.
seen you topless.
yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. You could have a shell bra.
You could have. We just didn't know
Maybe.
because you're wearing 10 sweaters the whole time.
That was true.
Oh, I found out that like
And a towel blanket.
a towel blanket. There's too much cigarette smoke in the casino buildings.
Oh my god.
I spent the whole week like my face is just starting to like not be poofy. Like it was so like poofy.
The first day, your eyes weren't even open.
they were swollen shut.
Yeah,
That was great.
yeah.
You know,
We
you
just
live, you
got
learn.
I know, I
there,
went to,
you know.
I went to Costco with Annie and I already washed my clothes and stuff. But I guess like I re-put on one of the things that I already washed, still smelled like cigarette smoke. Because I get into her car and she's like, I smell cigarettes. And I was like, I wore this in Vegas. She's like, did you not wash it? I was like, I did. She's like,
Yeah,
yeah, wash
you
it again for breeze.
Cigarette
like,
smoke takes so long to get out of things.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people who smoke don't understand how rank it is for how long.
yeah.
Like it's because your nose is all fried, right? Your nose
Yeah.
blind to that. And like
Mhm.
you just
And that's why I like smokers that smoke around their kids and stuff. And like around their kids' things, even. It's like I was the smelly kid because my mom smoked.
oh my gosh, chain smokers.
Yep.
I forget what it's called, but I have lung issues now. What is it? Oh my gosh, it's bad. It's like older people
Emphysema?
get it. No, it starts with C. It doesn't
COPD?
matter. Yes, there we go. It did matter. So I have that because of secondhand smoke. Like that's you're killing your kids, guys. Like that's
Yeah.
and like you can smoke in a different room in your house. That doesn't mean shit. It leaks through
Yeah.
everything. Like it's just like the problem is that like people either don't want to be educated or they just can't grasp the concept. Like that
They don't care. They just
I
care about
think-
what they get their enjoyment from, and that's it. Like,
I like to hope that as like smoking is on the decline, right?
Oh, there wasn't that
hmm.
many people, but it was still a lot. Like
Oh, in the States it's all obviously different too, like but versus like well in Vegas versus
Yeah.
like other areas in the States or in Canada. It's like just the idea of like smoking is on the decline.
yeah.
Just in general, you know, because we can't like market it to kids anymore. So I
You're
like to
welcome.
yeah, and because of like the health and stuff, you know, even like people that do smoke tend to do it more so like outside instead of in the house and that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that future generations don't have to deal with so much of that.
yeah.
But,
hopefully.
you know, hopefully.
So like when I was 16, I was part of a volunteer group with the Lung Association of Canada. And I traveled like all over Canada and did presentations to try and get the
Kids Against
advertising-
Tobacco. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yes. And then we went to Parliament, all
CAT.
those other things. Yeah. And like we made it so the cigarettes, you can't see all the cigarettes. You just have the words, right? Like they're all
Right.
behind. So kids, so you're not, that was the whole point, was because tobacco companies are like trying to advertise to kids. So now they have the vaping with all the fun different flavors.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, are you like an adult smokes because they're smoking? They don't fucking care about bubblegum flavor. Obviously, that's for fucking kids. Like,
Yeah.
let's be realistic here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the States even made like some of those vapes illegal before they made certain guns illegal. So, you know, the States did something, I guess. They're like,
There's a
So
little bit of
speaking
child protecting.
Of
Yeah, go.
illegal.
Illegal.
While we were in Vegas and I was having the cold symptoms, I got ID'd for cold medicine.
oh, yeah, at Target.
That was insane to me. Like
That was some
blew my
culture
mind.
shock.
Yeah. I was like, but I could probably go down the street, find a gun dealer, and get a gun easily, but I couldn't get cold medicine at a fucking Target. Like, I could not believe that. That blew my mind.
It wasn't even like Sudafed or codeine or anything.
No. It
Like,
was
it wasn't even like
Tylenol,
the
cold
good
and flu.
stuff.
Yeah.
It was Tylenol, cold and flu. That was it. It was just regular Tylenol, cold and flu.
That's insane.
You
Yeah,
couldn't
'cause
make mess
I
with
was
that.
there. I had to I pulled out my ID to buy it
Yeah.
for her. I was like,
I thought he was
well,
going to reject you since I didn't and be like, nope, because you can't, you know, we know you're giving it to her. No.
Oh,
I would have just been like,
Oh, Jim. But yeah, like, because in Canada, if you tried to pull that with like alcohol or something, they'd be like, no, like, we know you're giving it to her, so no. But
yeah, get the fuck out of here.
yeah,
the States, a couple, like when Chris and I went to Denver, we went to a baseball game there, and I didn't have my ID on me, but we each ordered a beer, and they asked, no, I did have ID on me. It just wasn't my passport. It was other like Canadian ID, and they don't have to accept that, so they didn't. And passports are international ID, so
Yeah.
that's the one they have to accept. So yeah, so they wouldn't accept like my driver's license, and so they were like, well, he could just buy 2 beers because that's the limit per person. And I was like, okay. And so Chris bought 2 beers, and yeah, so it's like they didn't care if I got the beer; they cared if they were going to get in trouble for improper ID procedures.
Yeah.
Jesus. But like, you could have been underage. Like it, whatever. Okay.
So
You know
yeah.
what? You know how like so in Ontario, we're back to the medication. In Ontario, you can buy Tylenol 1 at any Walmart. New
You can only buy
Brunswick-
1 or 2 pills of it, but yeah,
No, you can buy a big bottle, 100 capsules.
not a Tylenol 1. No, you can
Yeah,
only get.
I
and
know
they're
you
in,
can
like
have
foils.
T3s.
Okay, so
T3s you
I
can.
gotta tell you, when I was in Canada, not Canada, I live in Canada. In Ontario, Saturday, I bought 100 capsules, big bottle.
Okay, well,
Yeah, that's just so you know. And then, but
Okay.
here in New Brunswick, you can't. Like, you need a prescription. You can't just ask the pharmacy
Yeah,
for
'cause that's
Tylenol
codeine.
1. Yeah,
so
I was like,
I've
oh,
been to Shoppers asking for Tylenol 1, and they treat me like I'm a drug dealer, and they're like, no, like they're like, we're only going to give you 2 capsules into the foil, and then that's it.
did you have to pay for them?
Yeah.
Yes, maybe you look like a meth head because I can get them from Shoppers Drug Mart too.
Yeah, like, but Annie can get like at least like a couple, and they don't like question her. But me, they're just like,
Maybe it's that specific Shoppers though. Like maybe they do
yeah.
get a lot of drug people there, like
Maybe.
drug seeking
Yeah.
behavior
Maybe.
people there. So
I've
Maybe.
never had an issue, and I buy them all the time.
I
'cause
don't
have
take
migraine issues.
medication. Like
No.
I don't take it unless it's really, really bad. So like I've gone like years without taking a Tylenol. It's like I'll take vitamins and stuff, but it's just like it always upsets my stomach and makes me really nauseous. So like I just never so I just never really, it's like I have a headache, I'll try to like take a nap or something, chug water over like taking a Tylenol unless I'm really, really sick. So
Yeah, I get migraines all the time, so that's take the Tylenol 1, but it hurts my old lady tummy, so I have to like Pepto-Bismol and like
and so just meds on meds and meds. Big pharma guys.
Fuck,
yeah,
I know,
like,
I'm
so
keeping them all
Tylenol
in
doesn't hurt my
business.
stomach, but Advil does. So any anti-inflammatory will hurt my stomach. So I have to take that with food if I do. But Tylenol doesn't hurt, but I only take it when I have my serious migraines. Other than that, I won't take it. Fever, I'll just sweat it out. I don't care.
I love how our Vegas conversation turned into our old lady habits with all the medication we need.
Because we lived with each other for almost a week and realized like how old we were.
Party! Vegas made me realize how fucking old I am.
Yeah, because we don't have our comforts from home, right? So, and then we had to like search them out elsewhere, and then
I just
all our
watched
problems.
MTV. That was my comfort from home. I like caught up on all my shows.
Yeah, whenever we had like a break, it was MTV time.
It was the only channel, and I didn't want to go through and try to find specific channels. And I was like, MTV is always mediocre. Like it's always consistent. So that's why I put it on.
Yeah.
Our one hotel room, the next door, also had like a conjoining rooms. And like, I'm not against prostitution, just like disclaimer, like I'm all for sex work. But like she was a prostitute, which is good. But like in like the time we were there, she had 4 people like in less than 24 hours. Like this woman is skilled. I was like, I need to know those skills. Like
She's
I
just
was
a
asleep
working
through most
girl.
of it.
She-
yeah, oh my god, I never slept 13 hours.
I did. I went to bed at like 8
In
p.m. and woke
Vegas.
up 9. I was done.
That's because
From
you're
the-
not drinking water.
You
she
oh my God,
almost
you woke me
died.
up.
Like just
You woke me up in the middle of the
dehydration.
night and like told me to drink water. I remember that. You're just like, get up and drink water. I was like, okay. And I made a cup, drank it, went
You
back
were-
to bed.
You were not dying on my watch, okay? We talked about this, about you getting ran over. I don't want to have to do the
The
paperwork.
paperwork.
We
remember the
did
guy
go
with-
see a play. We did go
We
see a
did, we
play.
Yes,
We
the
did.
burlesque show.
The
That was
burlesque
fun.
zombie
nipple tassels were
show.
hot.
They were like attractive women. It was very
They
nicely
were.
done.
Yeah. I my favorite dance scene was with the arm. Like where she was like holding
yes, where
like
they're,
the
like,
arm that
this
was
and, like,
moving,
yeah.
but it was like, yeah, that was my
That was
favorite.
talent.
Also, we're
Yeah.
lesbians.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, yes.
Everywhere were the lesbians.
Oh
It
my
started
gosh.
in zombie burlesque.
It did
I think that
start
was
there.
that was
Yeah.
where it started. It didn't end there, but that is
It
where
did not.
No, it
started.
did
Yeah.
not end there.
Yeah. So
Because then
let's
at
tell
Dick's
the
Last
story.
Resort, we were told we were
Yeah.
lesbians. Or asked. No, we were asked kindly and then made jokes about it.
Yeah, because they gave us dick joke hats. So like
Yeah.
while we're at the burlesque show, there's this part where like the entertainer is asking, what do you guys name your dicks? And then the guy in front of us couldn't think of one. So like I said something, but like he couldn't hear me. So Jessica repeated it. And then that was
Yes.
like, and then he said, okay, what do you name your man's penis? And then somebody in the background is like, they're lesbians.
Lesbians.
And then he's like, okay, that's fine. Like,
No,
sure.
They said that if not your man's, and then they said, what do you name your vagina? And then that's when they're like, they're lesbians. He's like, okay, but they can still name their vagina. Like,
and like somebody's like coconut, and all I could think about was the Mighty Python, like where they're running and it's like the clickety
yeah.
clacky with the coconuts. So like, you know, you can hear them going.
Yeah, the Holy
pun on
Grail.
words.
But
ba-ding.
yeah. And so for like the whole show, every once in a while he would look our way and be like, "Oh yeah, the lesbians."
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was nice we were part of the show after that.
Yeah.
And then like whenever we would go out, they would just hand Jessica the bill.
Oh yeah.
Like, I would-
Yeah.
They just assume like I'm just bringing 2 ladies out for dinner, you
it's
know?
like we're at the Thruple. Like
Oh. And then that
We're
waiter
like,
was
which
like
one's the-
obsessed.
Which one's the most masculine? That's the one we give the bill to, you know? Like, and out of the 3 of us, like,
Jessica has short hair, so she
yeah,
must be.
I have a shaved
But
head.
like
that's
you're
all
like
it is.
dressing and like where your boobs are showing. Like you have like
No.
the most sexiest outfits on. But since you have
Maybe
the
it's
short
attitude
hair.
too. Maybe I just like I sit like I man spread or something.
yeah, people
Yeah.
can't see, but I spreaded my legs.
Yeah. And they're like, who's man spreading the most?
Right. Well, it's not fair. My legs are so little.
Maybe that's it too. Maybe it's just because I'm the tallest. Maybe
Yeah,
they're
maybe.
height phobic.
Those bastards. Oh man.
Yeah.
It
So
was dicks. But they were like, so you know, everybody knows dicks are kind of rude to you. And then
Yeah.
like, so you make you hats. So before he showed us his hats, he's like, oh my, you guys aren't lesbians, are you? And we're like, no. He's like, oh, good. So then like
you
and
have
then
to
all
double
hats were-
check.
yeah, and then all of our things were about dick. So that's
Oh my god,
Yeah.
he was obsessed with my eyebrows, man.
oh my,
like,
that was so weird. It was so
He
creepy.
kept touching them and like
oh my god, and staring at me, and he was like calling them sheepdogs.
Like again, instead of being rude, he was just like creepy.
Yeah,
He like went off script to like throw us off our game or something.
I know.
he stopped yelling and would just get really close and like
It's
lower his
sexual when
voice.
he talked about my eyebrows. Like,
It was just like good for him. Like he did a good job. He was very entertaining.
yeah,
I don't know his name, But if you remember Domray's eyebrows,
But yeah,
to let everybody know it's you.
You know, the coolest eyebrows you've ever seen.
Yeah,
that's what he
worried.
said.
We were worried he was going to take his balls out of his pants and rub them on your forehead.
Yeah, no, I
was
was just a little worried too.
Maybe after his shift.
Yeah, maybe not during. It's a family restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but it is. Maybe they think kids can't read. Like that's
It is the American education system after all, so that's partly right.
Ugh.
Oh, I vomited.
At the table.
Oh my god! Yeah, at the table.
It was an accident. It wasn't like I was like it wasn't like I continuously.
It was just one little baby throw up, like you spit up, like somebody patted your back and you had spit up. That's what it was.
Okay, so there was a cause. Yeah, I'm like dying and I'm out of a drink, but that was like it was the last night there, and the first hotel, their bar was having a costume contest, so we all dressed up. Dawn started as a cat and then turned into a Bacardi lady.
Bacardi girl.
And yeah, Bacardi girl. And Dawn and I were Fireball. She was the shot glass, I was the bottle.
Sonia and you were, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. And so like we ended up like getting second place, and Dawn got third.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they asked if we wanted Fireball shots. And I had finished my drink, so I didn't have a mix. And I took the Fireball shot back and then burped, and that's when I threw up on the table.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
after I won the $200 bar tab, so it's not like we wasted money on that shot.
Yeah, no. Dawn treated us that night. We still couldn't reach $200.
I was so sad. Well, the next day, I was like, "Oh my god, we could have ordered the mountain of wings." I was so upset.
I don't think we would have eaten them, but yeah, we could have ordered them.
You could have just brought them up to the room with
Right?
us for like
To
breakfast
on the plane. But like, I can't do throw up, right? So like, poor Jessica is like in crisis, and I'm like, oh god, I have to look away.
Yeah, she turns her face to me.
But all I did was, so they gave us merch, which is how Dawn became Bacardi girl, and I just took off my Bacardi shirt, and I was like, I got this, guys, don't worry about it, and I just cleaned it up with the shirt.
Yeah,
I brought that shirt back, by the way. I wrapped it in a plastic bag, stuck it deep in my. So, like, if like TSA had to like opened it, it would have stunk.
That's
So-
what they
Oh
get
my
for going through your
goodness.
stuff. Yeah. I'm like at Domri, I'm like, oh god, Domri, I can't. And I'm like making like gagging things. I'm like, oh Jessica, are you okay? And like Jessica's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, it's fine. Like,
I was like, this doesn't usually happen. Like, I couldn't even remember the last time I vomited from alcohol.
it was just
Fucking
like
Fireball.
you're like, I was so embarrassed. Like, and we're like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Like, it's not like you threw up on people. Like,
No.
it's
It
not-
was directly on the table, and food was already gone by then.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So we
Yeah,
were good.
right? Oh my god, they had amazing pretzel bread and cheese.
I'm
sauce.
still obsessed with that. Like I still
I know.
You should have ordered a second helping.
We've tried it with like pickles.
Okay,
We're
we
like,
didn't
oh,
get
let's
the bar tab till like later, and then like
it was
we
too
were
drunk.
wasted at that point. We weren't thinking.
And
we
then
were
like
drunk before the bar tab, which is ironic, but yeah.
yeah, we're like, just start a tab.
Yeah, I know. I just handed them my card. It's like, it's fine. And then as soon as like Dawn won, they handed me my card back.
They're like, yeah, we're good.
They're like, okay,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah,
assume
but-
you're together. Like,
No, Domri could have been like, no.
No.
I'm having all $200 all to myself.
Oh my god. I would have been next throwing up on the table. Like
You would not have stopped. We would have had to like fill out paperwork. Like that.
yeah, you would have died. That would
I
have
would've
been the
died.
only solution.
yeah.
I danced so bad, my like chest was hurting, but I was like, the music was still going, and like when we were dancing against who it was our
It was
competitors.
Caesar and
Caesar?
Cleopatra.
Yeah, and Cleopatra wasn't dancing.
They were dressed
Yeah.
so scandalously clad, the both of them.
Yeah.
And we're in like shots and a bottle. Like we were not sexy girls. We were,
And they were so like they were attractive people.
yeah, they were
like
like
She was
beautiful,
gorgeous. Like
beautiful people. Like, yeah.
And so it was us versus them in a dance battle. And I don't even know what you were doing.
Every time you went near me, I went shorter.
I assumed because I just kept doing like interpretive dance moves to like pour into you. I was like doing like matrix pours and like side pours.
No, I just kept going smaller. That's it. And then
I was dancing my heart off and I have no idea what I was doing. Like my chest was hurting and I was like, the music hasn't stopped yet. I can't give up.
I know, like how long are they doing this for? So I just went lower. And then I just was bobbing up and down. That's all. But we won. I think because we were like friendly with other people too. So it was a popularity contest. And like we were talking to people. We got our picture taken with people. Like
well, and we didn't take ourselves seriously.
Yeah.
You know, ours was more themed, I think, than Caesar and Cleopatra. Wait, Caesar and Cleopatra. How I don't
No.
Well, Cleopatra's Egyptian and Caesar is Greek.
But like Cleopatra like left because like the brother became king, and like
I don't know Cleopatra that much, to be honest.
And then like I think it was Alexander or Caesar. See, now I don't fucking know.
Yeah, damn it. It's like because I was like, how? I was like, I was like, they're probably like they look themed, but I don't understand the connection, and that's my bad for not studying a lot of ancient history when it comes to like popular
the companion
figures.
of Alexander the Great. Yeah.
Okay, but how does that get to Caesar?
They don't know their history. Bam, they're losers.
But how do? Yeah, okay, so he was just Caesar. They just fucked up.
They fucked up. It's just like when people go
they
as
deserve
like
to lose then. Fuck them.
It's like when people go as Superman and then Supergirl
and
but they're fucking
no.
cousins. Yeah. You don't know nothing.
Or Batman and Batgirl, and Batgirl's not like Batgirl's his like stepsister or some shit. I don't know.
No, Batgirl is Jim Gordon's daughter. Batwoman is his cousin.
See,
I know things. I'm a loser.
And nowadays, it also depends on like, what are you talking? The comics and like the originals? Or are you talking about the new early 2000s cartoon generation where they just did whatever the fuck they wanted on superheroes? And then all the various movies. That's why a multiverse exists.
Yeah, that's what I like about like comic books and stuff is that they can have the same person, different stories because there's the multiverse. You know, so like
the catch-all for every story plot fuck up.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's so smart. Like like work smart, not hard, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah. And then like people complain about the movies. They're like, oh, it's not like the original, whatever. Did you fucking read the comics to be like, it's not the original? Because like comics do off the wall bullshit all the fucking time. It's exactly like comics.
Yeah.
Losers. We went to a bookstore.
Oh, we went to two bookstores.
Oh my gosh, the best part of the trip was like the like sci-fi bookstore, like where like the Dragon Castle something is called.
I was like, it's Dragon something.
Dragon Castle books. Yeah.
I like the writer's block. I liked how they had a
that's so cute.
Yeah, both bookstores were amazing depending on what you wanted. So like Dragon Castle was like, you probably could find some like rare copies in there of like certain books or first editions or like, you know, it was a used bookstore and it had a wonderful lady that worked there that knew everything about inventory.
She was like magical book wizard.
Like she'd overhear us talking and she'd be like, did you mean this? It's over in this aisle, 3 aisles away in like a random pile.
Yeah, like, she was finding books for me in a random pile. Like, oh, here it is. I'm like, oh my God. And like they were priced amazingly. Like it's such good prices.
Like used book prices. Like
not like Value Village, better than Value Village, better than there's this bookstore in Maine I go to, and their prices are a little bit marked up, and like it was good.
I got the Anne Rice 3-book box set, like in the box, like the container. I don't know what cardboard box container you think.
Yeah.
It was in that with the 3 books: Queen of the Damned, Interview with a Vampire, and Lestat. $10 for the whole thing.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my most expensive book was $7.50, and it was a choose your own adventure Dungeons and Dragons book. But like those are like from like the 70s, you know, like that's like before. Like so it's you know, well, good condition. It was like almost brand new condition, it looked like. It was insane.
They're not reprinting those anytime
ever
soon.
Again. Yeah. Ever.
Ever.
And I wanted like so many of them, but I was like, okay, like there's no way I'm gonna get flagged for like being a weird smuggler.
For Dungeons and Dragons choose your own adventure book.
Yeah, they're crazy at the border. Like,
oh my god, yeah.
There's still people who think Dungeons and Dragons is like satanic. Like it's always on the discretion of the TSA border person who's checking your luggage.
Love after like you guys went through, I go through, and then they're just like freaking out. They're like, turn around, face that her, and like they're patting my leg, and I
know.
Oh my God. I thought I was gonna get like cavity searched right there. I was in a panic.
And like I had like liquids, so many liquids and unnamed medications in my bag. Both
they didn't
times
care about you.
I know. Both times we crossed the thing, I had stuff I shouldn't have had in my carry-on.
But both times I get flagged.
Yeah, I was gonna say the first time was for the bath bomb.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
God.
God.
Bath bomb. And I forgot that there was a sex toy in the middle as a surprise. And I guess they can see it through the x-ray machine. So they're like, huh? And they like pull me to the side and they're like, can we search your bag? And I'm like, yeah. Are you looking for something that's heart-shaped? And she's like, yes. And I was just like, yeah, that's my bath bomb. And so she pulls it out, she reads the label, and it says on the label that there's a surprise. So then she starts laughing. I start laughing. She goes over to her friend to show her friend. Sonya's now pissing herself laughing. She's like, she knows. So yeah, I had security on me both times.
Yeah, you just look suspicious.
See, you look suspicious. That's why you're only allowed 2 Tylenol.
But like the dude that was in front of us is drinking as we're going through the line. He didn't give a shit.
It doesn't matter. You just look suspicious.
Well, he just has to get rid of it before he reaches the end of the up to security. So
and they don't care how bad of alcohol you smell like, as long as you're not drinking while you're there. Yeah. Because I leave across and drink more.
He didn't give a shit. He had no fucks, and he probably
I know he was still on vacation mode. He's like, I didn't have enough time in Vegas. My wife took me to all these fucking places. Like
there was couples fighting in the line. Mm-hmm. We're like standing there, and there's like couples yelling at each other, and it's just like, you're leaving Vegas. Like, was it that bad? Like, what happened?
And then there's
like,
me. I'm hungover. Dragging my duffel bag.
Oh my god! Yeah, that poor duffel bag.
I just like fucking was pulling this shit, and then there was hair everywhere on it. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, the floor was a lot dirtier than it looked.
It was.
Yeah. They did not clean it recently.
The only good thing about leaving was when we were in the gate, and our gate was late because our cabin crew didn't get through customs before us.
Yeah,
so we're waiting there, and I'm like, all right, like let me put in like $5 in the slot machine just like to pass time, and I won $40. That was like the highlight of the whole trip.
Was you won $40?
Yeah, won $40.
Not the $200 bar tab or anything. That $40.
$40 to end it.
So we went to Fremont Street and we got souvenirs. Jessica got a tattoo.
Woohoo! Yes. It's just a little poker chip on my wrist for our audio listeners. On YouTube, you can see it.
And I just got my eyebrow pierced, which was like pierced before. They just like pierced over what was.
Yeah, they went through the scar tissue.
Yeah.
And so, I was too sick, so I got nothing.
You were so like, because the day before we were at the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And Dahmer didn't drink any water. And like,
oh my god,
he got.
I had
sun.
2 Diet Pops, whatever.
she got too much sun, and then was like sun sick. Like,
yeah, I was
while we were
sick.
I
But
don't know.
I
I
was
was
covered, except my face. My face wasn't covered, but everything else was covered, and so was my face and my head that I guess got the most sun. So obviously, you can still get UV poisoning that way, which I tend to get anyways. So then the
and
next
you didn't
day,
drink water.
Yep.
fuck off. Okay, like I had 2 diet pops. Anyway, and then so the next day, I was just dragging ass like the whole time.
I
always
was
said
just
that's-
drinking in my towel fort. Like,
yeah, like it was
like I had
see
a
ya.
giant margarita, and I was just.
And it was
Oh,
like
the
so
mojito.
hot. You guys, yeah, you guys were in force. Another day where you guys like it's fucking freezing. I'm like, it's too hot. I had to go in the ice cold water to like cool off. And then
Meanwhile,
It
we're
is a-
bundled up.
I know I don't understand like why I was that much hot. Well, you know, I'm menopausal, but like I don't know why you guys.
I was freezing.
So was I. I was cold.
Yeah,
But that was the best buffalo chicken wing or chicken strips I've ever had. Was at that pool.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my god,
that
they were
hot dog
so good.
and onion rings, so good.
one of the
You-
first salads I had that whole trip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I was-
So just like that was good. You know
And it
what
was just-
wasn't good?
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
So bad.
The freaking
The
salty
first
bread. Ugh.
The first place we went, we landed, we checked in. Wait, no, we didn't even check in yet, did we?
We did,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
we
checked
did.
we checked in. And then we're like, okay, now we can finally go get something to eat. We're walking down. We're like, oh, some places had lines or whatever. Then we see Olive Garden and we walk in and it didn't look busy at all. And we go up the elevator and everything and we get in. We're hopeful. We have dreams. We're hungry. We traveled. Olive Garden commercials look good. We're told about this. We sit down. Our waiter is nice and he's charismatic and he's taking our orders, making our drinks. Everything's going good. And then the breadsticks come out. And from then on, it went downhill.
Yep. And
Oh,
the salt. Just all the salt.
everything was so salty. And I had fish. And it tasted like fish. So your fish is never supposed to taste like fish, okay? And it was the fishiest fish. It was like tastes like canned fish. A little fishier than canned fish. It was just like and somehow burnt at the same time. And then the bread was too salty.
And the dip was too salty.
Why are you salting the dip?
the drinks were so sugary. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
I ordered like a mushroom marsala pasta thing and it came with like 6 mushrooms and then everything else was disgusting.
My
So
pasta wasn't bad.
um,
I just couldn't eat it after all that salt, and I was like done. I was like,
Oh.
no, can't eat.
And I ordered
Hashtag
this-
Olive Garden sucks.
I ordered the spinach artichoke dip, also salty.
That was salty
Salty.
as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
And then like Dawn Marie taught me a new thing, which was like you're gonna shit on
Shitting
their
on
dick.
someone's dick.
Yeah, I don't know. And then like we were talking about the waiter being super friendly to Dawn Marie. I was like, oh, now you got to shit on his dick, and then he's right there.
Oh my god.
It was. We tried so hard not to laugh. Like maybe we were talking about somebody else.
no, he knew. He
No,
knew.
he knew. He fucking knew. And I was like,
yeah.
shh, and you kept going, and I was like,
We weren't even drunk. Never
No.
drunk. Like last night was when we were all drunk. Like
Yeah.
the rest of the trip was just sober us.
yeah.
And we
And
were
then
so
that's-
loud. Managers kept asking us, like, if you're having a good time. And
Yeah.
We
Where
had
you
so many
from?
yeah, like they're like, we like your vibe.
Where you
our
from?
lesbian vibe.
And the
Yeah,
second
I
we
guess.
said we were from Canada, they were just so hyped up about it. They were just like, "Oh, that's so cool!" I was like, "It's the next
But like they
country
have
over."
people from Canada all the time.
I-
like,
Maybe we're
But-
like good tippers or something.
I
Maybe.
over tipped so fucking much.
You did.
I was like 50%. I was like, oh my God, I can't do math. Like I just did half my damn bill every time. It was not good.
But yeah, managers would always approach us, and like the one from Hard Rock, He's like, oh yeah, we were wondering who would sit out here in this cold morning. There was 3 other people out there with us. Like we were
Like,
the
there
only
was
ones.
other people.
We were just the coolest. Like
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
just the coolest. That's all.
just
They
the
could
loudest.
just tell. That
We
too.
We're so
Bottomless
obnoxious.
mimosas.
Yes.
Bottomless mimosas.
Yes. The
Hard
Metro
Rock
Tummy.
and Hooters was the best food I had.
Oh
out
my
there.
gosh, Hooters was the best food. Yeah, and Hard
Yeah.
Rock was, yeah.
Hard Rock and Hooters. That was it. Those were the 2 best out of all the places we ate. Well,
You
and the
didn't
pool.
like you
But that
didn't
was
like
it.
your balloon bread?
From that
Oh,
expense.
yeah.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Your super expensive balloon bread with
was
way
like-
Oh
too
my
little
God.
like
It was-
butter or whatever for it.
It
It
was
was like-
cheese. It was
It was just
soft
non-bread,
mozzarella
like blown
blown
up.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
that's all.
I thought it would be more, and it wasn't. And I
No,
was
it
like,
just
what the
non-bread,
fuck?
yeah.
Yeah.
And like I needed a salad. So like I can't have sugar and I need to eat vegetables in all my meals. So I'm like, oh, like I need to order a salad because the little vegetables they gave me with my steak were like nothing. It was just a few potatoes. Tasted amazing, but not enough.
Yeah.
And then so they bring a head of lettuce cut in fours. No, yeah, head of lettuce
Yep.
cut in fours. I was like, okay.
We
They
ate
were
it
so
with a
confused about
knife
your
and
salad.
fork.
It was terrible. Not as bad as this Italian place.
Oh
in
my
New
god, I
York,
heard
New
about
York.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I just want a salad thing. And he brings me a plate of tomatoes and a big chunk of mozzarella. cheese.
Yeah.
It was
That was it.
it was $25 for a plate of just like in a circle and a big honk of I was so mad.
That was
Like
that was like what, the balsamic salad or something like that.
I don't fucking know what it was.
The
It was
caprese, yeah.
Yeah, the
yeah.
caprese,
Although like caprese is usually only a few tomatoes, but like come on.
The red lobster caprese salad is like a bunch of like baby tomatoes all cut up with little balls of mozzarella. And
Yeah.
Bailey, yeah, it's more tomatoes than what you got. So,
I'm so mad.
and while we were
Oh.
eating at that restaurant is when Dawn was riding the roller coaster.
Oh my
Mhm.
god. So like the first round was okay. That was fine. But then when it got to the second round, I felt like I almost broke my back. Like the way they flip and turn. This roller coaster must have been old, but the way it went, it like cracks your back. And I was like, oh, didn't even realize. And I lost a nail. Like, and those nails were like staying on. I lost
She
a
was
nail,
crying
you guys.
about it for days.
I know.
days.
She's
I was
like,
so
my
mad.
nail.
Yeah. I could have broke my back
Ugh.
and I wouldn't have gave a shit. It was my nail. Like, I was so
Yeah,
mad.
It's good. Yeah. And then like because your like boobs are so big that like your weight of like being pushed around like just like twisted your spine.
No, other people were complaining. It was like,
It was other people, not just my giant boobs. Like
it's-
quit
I
making fun of me.
I just imamed like slow motion Dawn in the roller coaster, and you just see her tits in slow motion go to the left,
And then like
to the right.
no, it wasn't my chest or anything. It
And
was
then
my lower back.
And she's like going up, and they're going down, but it's just all in slow motion based on where the roller coaster is.
and when the part that hurts her back is a cartoon and then like an x-ray like thing, a little bubble.
You just see it crack,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's I just imagined your boobs in slow motion. So
Baywatch style.
yeah,
But, like,
exactly.
But not
exactly.
as young as the Baywatch.
Oh no,
people.
way more like surface area it can reach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
way
Those
more
freaks.
fluidity.
Yeah, like one's like this,
yeah.
one's like this, doing the wax on, wax off.
Yeah, they each, go their own way.
Yeah.
It's like when you have
Whatever.
identical twins and they like copy themselves when they're young, but then as they get older, they find independence.
Yeah.
That's-
they're like,
That's yeah, exactly. So Dawn's boobs, everyone.
Dawn's boobs are growing up.
Don's boobs.
They're off to college soon.
Yeah, one day.
One day. I would suggest for Vegas, don't believe the hype for Fremont Street. It wasn't that good. Like there was
Yeah, it was actually short. There wasn't that much to do. Like I liked the
Yeah.
canopy. It was pretty. If you're not doing the zip lining, it's just a bunch of more casinos. And street performers. That's it.
They
There wasn't
offer
really much on there.
97-cent shrimp and I couldn't find it. That is probably a good thing, but still, I wanted 97-cent shrimp and they didn't have it because they're liars.
Well, we didn't ask anyone either.
The tattoo place DM'd me and is giving me 10% off next time I go in. So I might go back to Fremont Street personally.
Yeah. I get
and
10% off.
another tattoo. Yeah. So
Your whole one sleeve will be Vegas tattoos.
oh, that'd be awesome. And like I'm personally I'm super fond of street performers. I love street performers. Like there was like I mean certain ones. I don't like mascots, obviously. Like I don't think just because you look a certain way and can take a picture that way that you're a street performer.
Yeah.
You're like an entertainment, but not a performer.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
like
have
unless
to
you're
do
like
something.
yeah, unless you're like Spider-Man flipping around and stuff. It's like if you're just standing there and just dressed as Spider-Man, I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah.
But there was like musicians, dancers, etc., there that were really, really good. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
There was
artists.
this kid that like with the drum, it was so well done. Like it was,
Yes.
and the art, like the spray paint artists, and then. Are you okay there?
My printer just turned on, and I'm just, so all I hear is and I'm just like, no.
Uh-oh.
Talk about your
Yes,
guys'
it won't turn off.
talk about how you guys bought weed out there.
It was the shittiest weed of my life. Like it was so bad. You talk about yours, Jessica.
It was super overpriced for what
Yeah.
it was. I didn't mind my joints. It wasn't anything to like write home about. I wasn't looking for something to get me like totally like, ugh. It was like daytime weed.
Yeah.
And yeah, way overpriced for what you get. And I'd hate to see what like the super high THC stuff would cost for the price of what I got. So yeah, just overpriced.
Yeah.
So
And tasted terrible and didn't come out of the package. So I got like
oh yeah,
pack of
you got gummies.
and they're like low THC to begin with, and like I trying to get them, but like the gummy wouldn't come out of the fucking package, so I have to like get little pieces of like gummy candy in my teeth to like. It was nothing. I hated it. I was so mad.
You almost brought it home because you couldn't find it.
Oh my gosh! And then I put it in one of our bags, and then I couldn't find it. So like, you can't bring weed with you. You'll get in lots of trouble.
Mm.
And we couldn't find it until like finally it was like 15 minutes before we're leaving, and finally found it.
I
Like-
the take home containers for alcohol. Like we would buy margaritas at Nacho Daddy, and you know how you get take home containers for food? Well, instead we got take home containers for our alcohol, and we could drink it on the strip going back home. I love that.
It was the same thing for our mimosas too, like bottomless mimosas. They gave us like a full cup to take with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very
And then
sweet.
our slushies, our drink slushies, those were good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one that refilled it.
Yes.
Yeah. I couldn't drink until like the last day, and I was like, it'll be fine. I'll like.
I think the
found milk.
costumes and it's like
Yeah.
the costumes. It was your body like has been given a week to get used to the environment.
Finally,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, right
Just
before
to
we
get home and
leave.
try to get used to it
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
I still haven't. I just
Yeah, I know.
like,
I'm
Why-
still
I
trying
don't
to get over
understand why-
jet lag.
it's taking me longer to get used to home than it did to like.
And
Vegas.
we have daylight savings coming up, so that's gonna throw us again. Just saying.
Tomorrow is daylight
Yeah.
saving. Yeah.
Which I always get thrown with daylight savings anyway. So on top of jet lag, it's gonna be fucking fantastic. I can't wait.
We picked the best week to go, I think.
We did.
Yeah, it has been positive. We came back to great things like a strike.
Oh.
So that fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It's
agree with the
needed.
strike. It's
I agree with it.
yeah.
I'm pissed with our provincial government
Yes.
who can't pay their fucking employees a living wage. They just refuse.
fucking give themselves an 11% wage
10 point something,
increase.
but yeah.
That equals to approximately like 16 grand a year.
Yeah.
Like, but sure, the
Nothing.
people
Don't
making
forget, they just
39K.
Yeah. And don't forget, they just announced, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, that we were in a surplus of $2 billion. And then, because they didn't want to pay the EAs, they gave parents that relief for that
The
catch-up fund.
$200.
They did
Yes.
that last strike. They gave
200 or
relief.
250. And it still equaled up to being 100 million more than what it would afford to give to the EAs instead.
And also, what are you gonna do with $200?
Well, I get
One thing.
450 because I have
That's-
2 kids, but
Yeah.
still, yes.
Well,
it's,
okay, 450 for 2 kids. If they both needed daycare or something,
it's gonna be nothing.
that's a week.
Not
You got
even.
Not
one
even.
week of
Not
care.
even. It's a couple of days because it's like
Yeah.
what, $70-$80 a day? A
So
day for daycare.
mhm. So it's like so okay, now what?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's cool. Like
Can't
'cause
pay
there's
for a
people
tutor.
there's people defending that. They're like, "Oh, you don't know who needs that $200." And I'm like, that $200 is gonna be gone.
Yeah,
Then
Yeah, you're
what?
getting nothing with it.
Some
Yeah.
of those people that need those $200 are those EAs that are working for
Yeah.
$39,000 a year.
Yeah.
So
that's like
Jesus.
nothing. Yeah.
Oh, it's so frustrating for anyone that still thinks Ford is doing a good job.
You can
There's
come
not
to
too
New
many
Brunswick.
more people because now he's pissed off all unions. It's not even just the CUPE unions. Like now there's steel workers coming out. There's other transportation
Go,
unions.
yeah. Go
There
just
is
announced.
so many unions now coming forward that were Ford supporters that are like,
Well,
"You
it's
fucked
because
up."
it's because right, like these types of people, anyone that was ever a Ford supporter, no, like doesn't care about anyone else but themselves, and so they know that because Ford used the notwithstanding clause to
that they can
try
use
to
it
stop,
against them.
that they can use it against all the unions now.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're not going to put themselves in jeopardy just because, so it's still they're doing it for selfish reasons, but they're doing it. So I'm hoping more and more so that we can have a general strike and get
Yeah.
Ford the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
It was sad that the teachers waited so long. Like I thought they would be in solidarity with them right away because
Mhm.
they're side by side, but they weren't because they didn't want to rock the boat because their negotiations are coming up. But this sets a precedent. Like if they're
Mhm.
gonna do it with CUPE, they're gonna do it with your union. They don't want to pay your union, hence why they're not paying CUPE. Because if they pay them, then they have to pay you. Like you need to stand with them, like they
Mhm.
stand with you. It just
So, yeah, I was really frustrated. It took a bit too.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they finally did it today because I got a phone call right before our podcast, and they were just like, "There's no school Monday." So,
but that's the
Good.
thing. It's like transportation and steel workers sided with QP
Before.
before the
Teachers.
teachers
Teachers,
union.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a little funny. I mean, the teachers union, just so for clarification for those that didn't read their stance, they weren't against QP strike. They
No.
were just only allowing support outside of work hours.
Like I said, they didn't want to rock
So,
the boat before
yeah.
their negotiations, which is a coward move.
Yes,
Like
100%.
you need to stand with them. I don't care. You got to do it.
I don't even have my kids in school, and I'm like, ooh, I need support.
Well, yeah, because we think about other people besides our own lived experience. That's why
Yeah.
we're like, you need help with something? We should get you that. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Like other people are going to need this help. Like for instance, Caleb needs the help, and his EA quit before the strikes. So we've been this week without. So I took him out of school because like it's a danger to not just him, the other staff members and the other students. And I can't have that on my conscience if something were to happen. And
Mhm.
it would hurt me if Caleb got hurt, but it would hurt me just as much if some other kid got hurt who doesn't deserve it, or a staff member. Like, no. I had to pull them out. I was like, I'm done. So we'll see if he gets an EA when this stuff ends. We'll see.
You might have to just keep them in and keep writing the.
Oh, I've wrote a few times. I've emailed. I've called. and I'm about to write a handwritten letter soon. Like, I'm
You're
done.
just gonna
This
go
is
door to
why.
door.
This
Yeah.
is why we need a general strike.
Yes.
This
And
is why.
it's slowly coming. You can see other unions are standing up because they've had
Yeah.
enough. Like,
People have been trying for a general strike since Ford got elected in the first place. Like, it's so bad. And
but
like
it
I'm so
needs to start with one, and so for it to
Yeah.
snowball and stuff.
Well,
which it
there's
is
been
finally.
strikes. We've had a bunch of strikes. Like, people have been
There
on
was-
strikes.
There was
It-
CUPE
yeah,
and
con-
CUPE
like-
2 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
none of it ever got the momentum that
Yeah.
this strike. And so I'm just hoping, because people burn out. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm just hoping it keeps building momentum, like, and gets farther before, like, morality, like what moral, I can't think of the word, like before people get burnt out. Yeah, before
Yeah.
people get burnt out and it starts to die back down to nobody caring again.
Well, Ford didn't even show up to the vote for the non-standing clause. He actually was not in the House of Commons. He took off. He went to hiding again.
I know
Like-
someone did the math, like hashtag find Ford, where they took all the days that he missed this year
Yeah.
and then times that by $4,000, and that's how much Ford needs to pay in fines. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because he's missed like most of his whatever it is.
It's because they have a majority. They don't need everyone there.
But he
Like-
should be there. He's the premier. Like, the rest of the cabinet doesn't have to be there, but he should. He is the face of the government.
I love how all the convoy supporters are like quiet.
Oh, they're not quiet. They're all like, did CUPE stand with us? I'm like, some of your stupid members did. I know that.
Well, and even then, it's like, if
We know
your
one
move-
of them.
if your movement is based on whether or not, like, who stands with you, then you're not going to get any momentum.
Yeah.
Like, maybe your movement started off wrong, so you need to show support to other movements to, like, show that you're not
But it
so
was
racist
never
and
about
whatever.
freedoms.
Oh,
It was
I know
about-
that.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
about what they wanted, and they didn't want to do. They just didn't want to follow the rules, and they're all watching the case right now.
I know, they're all busy. They're all tuning in.
They're like, and they were like protesting. They're protesting fines. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was
Oh
like,
my
oh, you're
God.
smart. Yeah.
There was only like 20 people that showed up to that. Like,
But like, still, like those are a special 20 amount of people.
I know, my
Yeah.
stepdad, like, live streaming at his protest of, like, 10 people around a bubble machine.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
and
Like,
don't forget the church people and like the people that were staying at that church that didn't pay their rent, and they had to go to court, and they still owe all that rent.
yeah, like, so much money is being wasted on just courts shit for this fucking convoy, and they're like, I don't want my taxes raised. It's like, well, we have to pay the court costs because you guys are fucking idiots. I don't know what to tell you.
It's your fault.
Like, yeah.
I hate taxes. Oh my gosh. The stupid CRA people have locked me out and deleted my account for like second time in 3 months.
I'm a
because
little
of, like,
concerned about that. I don't know if that's CRA or if someone hacked your account, because that
No,
doesn't make
it's-
sense to me. Like,
I've never had that happen, but I
Yeah,
signed
neither
in
have
through
I.
Scotia Bank.
that's why I'm worried
so-
for you.
I
through
don't
my
do-
bank.
Yeah, I don't do through
Yeah.
bank. I do through my phone number because Meridian apparently is not an acceptable bank. So like, but like, you just made me do this, and then like such an ableist system. Okay, you need to know how to use the internet to be able to access it. You can't go talk to people anymore anywhere.
Yes.
Like, you can like
No,
call
no.
them, but then they're like, go online and do it. They're just such an ableist. Like, and it's supposed to be an essential service.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm forced to pay my taxes, you should be working with me here. Like, it's
Well, it's
just-
like the issue is because like our taxes don't even go to like paying for better systems to run our infrastructure. Like that's so it's like things that like all the bureaucrat type systems that run our infrastructure are so underfunded. Like the court system, for example, like FRO and CAS, and a lot of those things are like underfunded, like too many people, like case files per person.
Yeah.
You know, like our healthcare is underfunded. Like all of these things are underfunded because we're giving so many grants and all of our money from taxes to private corporations.
Yeah.
So it's like we're funding the private sector and the public sector is dying, yet the public sector is what we need to like live in a society. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm always like I have no problem paying taxes as long as it's going to the public center like sector for like a cause. Like I would pay fucking 90% of my pocket for taxes if I knew that people got a roof over their head and got food and healthcare and childcare and like like all their necessities that were needed. Like I would have no problem with that, but I'm not going to pay all these fucking taxes so that the airports get bailed out again.
Oh my God. Speaking of airports and bailing, I looked at our extra money that went on our ticket, and we had to pay to improve the airports. Why do we have to pay that? Fuck them. Oh my God.
We were supposed to take a seat home with us and we didn't. Like,
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't there like a security fee and like
2 security fees?
Yeah,
2.
I didn't get my own security.
Yeah. No one walked me to my seat on the plane and sat with me.
Yeah.
We didn't even get a free meal. We had to pay for our noodle soup.
Oh my gosh. Noodle soup.
I'm trying to segue. So I'm trying to segue through topics. Do you want to talk about your pants, Sonia?
Okay.
Noodle soup.
We decide that noodle soup would be a good idea.
Wait, we should preface this. This is on the way to Vegas. Like,
Oh,
we just got on the plane. Like,
just on the plane. Yeah. Yeah. And then they have the food. And then one of the options is noodle faux soup. We have like, it's ramen noodle with spicy sauce. That's their faux. Okay.
That
very,
we all
very
three
racist.
got.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, so it's hot water and stuff. Everybody eats their soup. But I didn't eat my soup because I didn't like it. And they're like, all the broth is still left. So we're trying to like work together to like clean up stuff so it's easier for like the flight staff. But then we get to pour, so we're combining the broth, and then we get to mine.
I drank all mine.
Which is like mostly noodles. And like we're spilling it and it starts getting everywhere. And then we're like, oh no. And then we're like, okay, let's put it back in the other bowl. And then it like dumps in my lap. It's still hot water. And it's just like, so it was noodly for like a little while. And Snoopy.
And it even got recognized by other patrons. So other airport people, like airplane people in the aisle were commenting on our soup pants.
Yeah. They're like, soup people.
Soup pants.
You ladies look like you're having fun. Like,
yeah. Because it's soup. Soup. That's one way to make it hot. Soup.
And we were sober. Like this.
Sober.
Yeah.
Very obnoxious sober.
Oh, and Sonia and I started a band. I think that's the last thing I remember.
We did start a band.
Trip.
We didn't do anything with the band. We just started a band.
Yeah, we just started it. Dawn is what, tambourine?
Yeah, Dawn Reese tambourine. Yeah.
Yeah. So so keep a lookout for that. The next time we go to Vegas, maybe
we'll be on Fremont Street.
Yeah, exactly. We'll buy one of the circles. Rent one of the circles.
There you go.
So there you go. So keep an eye out.
Yeah. For our concerts.
Sonia, do you want to close out with about the Christmas live stream? Yeah.
Yes. So if you're listening, we're starting a fundraiser. So it's going to be on December 17th. We're going to host a live stream for 16 hours. And we're doing this to raise money for 3 local charities in the city of Hamilton, Ontario. And so in the next week or so, we will be looking for other podcasts to be guests. If you have a podcast, you can email us or comment on any of our social medias. Our email is opinionatedlushes@gmail.com. And then we're also looking for people who want to sponsor and donate by buying commercial space. So we'll be advertising whoever wants that. And again, it doesn't have to be podcast. It can be any type of thing you want to commercialize, unless it goes against our values, and then we'll just make fun of you on our podcast.
Perfect.
That's good.
right. So look on all our social medias, mostly on Twitter, a little bit on Facebook, and you guys can email us anytime at opinionatedlushes@gmail.com.
Yeah. I'm
All right.
excited.
All
I'm
right.
excited.
I'm so excited too. And we'll probably be talking about this for the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So guess what?
What?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night, guys.